Five, four, three, and we're live. So, yeah. What up? It's about the Be on Monitor platform. I'm here today with my co-host, Eta, on this episode of Chakra Contrast Podcast. Chakra. Yeah, she's from Chakra TV. Okay, I don't know why. Yeah. So we've been out for how long, Eta? 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. So, but let's just start with life update. How have you been? Oh, yeah, life is all about being a grown up. It's all about having personal issues that you try to navigate. Yeah, I think G Brutus is online. Yeah, G Brutus, what's up? So, yeah, share it in the group. Tell everybody we're live today. We're back. Okay. So, yeah, Tori Day, G Brutus, Tori really day. Yeah. So, if you guys can hear what I'm saying, let me just do a sound check to see if my mic is working because I don't want this thing to be low when we are done. Okay? Let me just listen to the broadcast, the live broadcast. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah. So let's just. Yeah, we're fine. So, if you're joining us now, just tell us how this period has been. How have you been? You know? Sh- um, there's a lot to talk about. We just had one new discussion this morning, one new topic that we'll be talking about this fish drama. But before all that, the Grammy, yeah, the Grammy has been the topic of the week. The topic of the week. So, yeah, how did you view the Grammy? Like, what was it about? Let me just give my own life update before we proceed, okay? I've just been there. I've just been playing video games, working, chilling, you know. Yeah. So, yeah, lucky me. Yeah, I've had my own share of those personal problems, and yeah, I think I have a good grasp of it now. Yeah. So yeah, I've just been observing everything happening. The quarrels, CY begging the government to ban local song was supposed to be on the Coming to America too. Like they said, it was supposed to. I watched the whole movie right to the end. Credit. I did not hear the song play. I just believe he made it just on the soundtrack and the rest. So I've been watching everything, the backlash from that. Um, Talking about BBC Africa disregarding local when they posted the African artist who featured on the project. Yeah. So I've been observing, seeing everything, but I've just been picky with what I talk about, because everybody is talking about it. I just want to talk about topics that even the drama that Askia is going through, all that, everything, the live video, everything. Yeah, just been picky with what I talk about. So yeah, and also trying to upgrade so many things behind the scenes. Like every time we go live, you guys will see the video quality has changed. So many things have changed. Like the interface has changed. Like just this past 3 episodes that we've been through, I've used 3 different mics, and every mic has its own downside and the upside. So I'm still buying, testing. Yeah, so we are upgrading. When we get to that stable point, then we'll get to the full promotion of the show. Because for now, we are trying to make the quality good before we get to the full promotion and the distribution of the show. Yeah, so that's just been my own life update. Trying to make the show better, try to make the platforms better, try to, yeah, yeah. Everybody does. Yeah, yeah. Mm-hmm. 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 Yeah. Yeah.
An effect on us. And it's also something which, like you said, Burna Boy's price range is definitely going to increase. I don't know how that's going to impact the other Nigerian artists who also produce Afrofusion. Will also impact their price range? Can they also charge higher? I don't really know much about this, but I know for Burna Boy this is a great deal. For Wizkid this is a great deal. Now, the person who I'm kind of a little bit conflicted about the advantage this Grammy has on them is Tiwa Savage because people also talk about Tiwa Savage's Queen. I'm like, okay, yeah, she collaborated on Coldplay. She collaborated with Coldplay on their album, and
Yeah.
the album won, and so consequentially, she's also
No,
a Grammy winner and
no,
stuff.
she's not. No,
But
she's not. If they track one, because for you to win
mm-hmm,
a Grammy, you're supposed to contribute 33% of the actual project that
mm,
won that award. You know,
mm,
if not, because Nas album also won a Grammy. But if you just feature on a song in that Grammy, it doesn't mean you won that award.
mm-hmm,
So since
mm-hmm.
Tiwa
Yeah,
Savage collaborated there, she never contributed up to 33. It's just a song. If that song had won that award,
right.
then yeah, she would have won the Grammy.
Yeah, and that's a debate online, and some people are even going as far as calling whiskey like whiskey really or whatever. Although he's in the video of the song and the music video won the Grammys, but what role did he really have to play in the production of that music video? He was basically just an artist in the music video. He's not the director of the music video, the producer, or like he's just an artist. He played more of a role in the musical part than the music video part. The person whose Grammy I'm really excited about and I really feel like deserves all the accolades is Burna Boy's Grammy because it was his entire album and he was the main brains behind it. Now, in fact, I have like there are a lot of layers, but before I proceed, maybe you tell us your point of view. What do you think about the whole Grammys? Because like there's a lot I need to say.
Okay, what I got from the Grammy, okay? Yeah,
Okay.
everybody is saying they can't get your sound, but I just fixed it. So maybe you guys will be able to
Okay.
hear it now. Yeah. And I don't know why I did not even taste it. I should have even waited for you to say. Okay, yeah. I should have even waited for to taste the sound before we even go live. But
Mm-hmm.
okay, yeah, this is the sound definer. Chi Greg, what's up? Emmanuel, what's up? Swaggy, what's up? Zinga Lloyd, what's up? Brutus, what's up? Welcome everybody, okay? Sorry, so that sound
Yeah,
why we quite
welcome.
disturb we like how DJ Jabs ever talks to people of a village. Do I know people of a village? It's actually my fault. This one is actually my fault. So, um, what I think about a Grammy is when you win that Grammy, there are so many layers to that Grammy thing. The first thing is, yeah, you get the exposure. The next project that you release or the next thing that follows that project, everybody will be like, okay, this guy actually appealed to the Western audience. They actually got in tune with his project, and the Grammy also acts as some sort of exposure to the Western fans. You know,
Mm,
when you're nominated, somebody will say, "But who is this guy? What's his genre? Where is he from?" and all that. So they'll go and start zigging behind. So Grammy is some sort of promotion and an acknowledgement from an establishment where that everybody put on a high pedestal of sorts, you know. But the next thing is, as the sound is changing, you know, those organizations, because organizations like the Grammy and let's just say award organizations, most of them
mm,
nominate guys not necessarily because of the content, but sometimes they nominate a guy because that person may be the trend at the moment. It's all about marketing eyeballs, like because during award shows they show the network that display the award show, they the let me say the unit cost per ad goes way up during our season because they know all the celebrities will
mm,
be there, their fans will be there who voted. It also goes to the BTS, like the Korean group. They have like teenage girls and all that worldwide as fan bases. When BTS lost the award, the viewership dropped by half. Like
mm,
everybody tuned off, and that's why they even nominated them. They nominated them for the eyeballs, for the voting and all that stuff. So I just believe most of these guys in Africa get the nomination because if it was up to so many Africans who listen to all African albums, like from Nasty C in South Africa to Diamond Platinum in Kenya to Cameroon to Nigeria, everybody. If you ask most of them to vote on their own album of the year, you hear they'll be calling guys like they'll be calling somebody like Omali, or they'll be calling guys like Timaya and all those guys. The problem that Burner, I believe, got nominated is because those award ceremonies realize, okay, this guy is a talk of the town now. Even Davido's album is way better, but he is the poster kid at the moment. That's where the attention is. So if we nominate this guy and when he wins, okay, these guys it will bring us a new demographic, which is Africa, and the hottest guy in Africa at the moment is this guy. So when we nominate him and we give him this award, the hashtags, the tweet, the Grammy is dominating, is trending in Africa. When have you ever heard that before? So when these kind of things happen, yeah, it's all about the company. Is scratch my back, I scratch yours. They expose you to the Western audience and tap into your fan base and your limelight, the attention you have at that moment to penetrate your own market. So that's just how award ceremonies work. It's all about
mm.
marketing. Yeah. So for
Yeah.
me, I'm just seeing like, okay, when they say Burna Boy won, I wasn't surprised because he's the talk of Africa at the moment. So if they had given that award to somebody like really small, I would have said, oh, okay, now they're following the music, you know.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, like when you said Davido's album is better than Burna Boy, I'm like, because I feel like Burna Boy's one is far better. But
Mm.
anyway, that's just the
Yeah,
contrast,
yeah,
right?
yes,
Yeah.
contract.
So
That's the contract.
right,
Yeah.
because like Burna Boy's album for me, I feel like it's a masterpiece. Like that's how I feel about this album,
No,
and
the album
I've heard
before
like,
this one for me is even way better than this one.
well, like okay, now when the African Giant came out, right? I don't know much about Burna Boy. I remember a friend of mine, she's French speaking,
Mm.
and it's always like when French speaking people are listening to English music and
Yeah.
probably they don't even know what the lyrics say and they're just like
Yeah.
singing and stuff. She enjoys Burna Boy and she vibes. So she was one even telling me about him and she's like, "Do you know this boy, Burna Boy?" And like she came to spend some time with me, so she was always playing it. I'm like, I don't know
Yeah.
this person. And when I listened to the music, I was like, whatever. I did not even bother to listen to it twice anymore. I was like,
Mm.
whatever. Okay,
Mm.
cool. You like him, play your song. So and that was it. After that, I even went to visit her again, and she was talking about the song, and I didn't really care about it. Then later on, I
Yeah.
when he was interviewed by Trevor Noah, then I was like, okay, this is a Nigerian interview by Trevor Noah. I was like, okay, let me go and dig and listen to this person. I
Oh,
never
so
knew
that
it was
was
the
where you
very
got
person she
hip
told
to
me
him.
about. Yes. So I never know it's the very person that she had told me about before. So I went to
Mm.
listen to him and I was like, okay, I like this song. I don't know why I don't like it. I was like, yeah, I like this song
Oh,
now.
so you
So
just
and
joined
that's
the
how I
hype
started listening.
train.
Exactly. And that's why I started listening to, yeah, another anybody and on the low. And I was like, yeah,
Yeah,
I love this song. These songs are cool. Yeah.
yeah, on the
So
low is
that was,
dope.
but I didn't get to listen to the entire album. Honestly, I didn't
Yeah,
get to listen to African Giant. I did not get to listen to the entire
yeah, I
album. I
did.
was listening to those songs which he produced videos for
Yeah,
and
the
were trending.
singles. Yeah,
Yes. Then fast forward to when he dropped the Twice as Tall.
yeah.
This was the first Burna Boy album I listened to, and I was impressed
That's
by
what I'm talking
majority of the
about.
songs.
If
Hold
you are
up,
listening to
I was
African
impressed.
Giant,
Listen,
then,
hold
yeah,
up. Let me finish now. I was impressed by the majority of the song, right, of the songs. Then I remember you told me that African Giant is better. So I said, okay,
yeah.
let me go and listen to African Giant. So I listened to African Giant. I still prefer Twice as Tall.
Because you had already listened to most of the African Giant singles through the videos that he had released before. But if you listen to the project when it dropped, after he started rolling out the videos one after the other, then you have the time, like you judge the fresh sound, like how fresh it was. But when you went back to listen to it, majority of the songs you've heard before, like through singles, and maybe you may be tired
No,
of them already.
No, I listened to three of the songs before anybody, Ye and On the Low, those three songs. That's
Mm.
all out of the whole album. So when I was listening to the entire album, and why am I listening to this? Because I'm actually preparing like a video which I'm planning to
You
drop.
did not
So I
listen
was
to the song.
actually
It
listening
do
to,
me gaga, oh, yeah, it do me da da. Oh.
okay, yeah, that's another one which is so cool, right?
There are so
So
many.
yeah, so what was I saying? So I'm actually listening to it because I'm trying to prepare a video talking about some stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was listening to it like to actually analyze it, and it was not just like passively listening to it. It was like, okay, this, that, trying to even listen to the lyrics and read the lyrics and stuff like that. So I actually
Mm-hmm.
went that deep listening to it. And honestly, I tell you, I still prefer Twice as well. Now I understand that there's all this hype and people saying, okay, there are other people who would have won and stuff. But me personally, Burna Boy getting that Grammy, I love it because I really do appreciate Burna Boy. And you said something about Davido, Burna Boy trending more than Davido and all that stuff. I think Davido has a greater following than Burna Boy. Yeah, I don't even think. I know this.
He has.
I've gone to
It's not
his
all about
Twitter.
the following. It's
I've,
not about the
I've
following.
yeah. So I'm just saying, I've gone to
Yeah.
Davido's Twitter. It's more the Instagram and everything is more.
Mm-hmm.
So if somebody has been taken from Africa, that
Mm-hmm.
that the Grammy wants that, okay, we are going just for the numbers, we are going just for the traffic. If somebody has to be taken from Africa, going
Mm-hmm.
just by the traffic solely,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I think Davido should be the option. If not
No.
Davido, they should go for Whiskey to be the option.
Oh boy. No. Listen. Burna Boy has been the trend in the Western world. The reason being, Burna Boy is the guy who gets to the Western media and act and portray a notion of Africa that the Western world tried to shit on. So at that point, he's
Mm,
like the controversial figure that the Africans are rooting for. So he's the trending
mm,
topic. He's the person like the poster
mm,
kid for Africa. It's not all about
mm,
that the popularity. It's about who is hot
mm,
with the topic Africa
mm.
accepts or portray or what blacks in Africa try to champion. Because you see blacks in
Right.
Africa like Casanova say I'm a gorilla, like I'm a king from the motherland, I'm all these things. Burna Boy, when he goes for interviews, that's the kind of thing he said. Those are the kind of messages he portray. So most of these Westerners, like Black Americans, most of these guys there, they because they want to be in tune with Africa, they see somebody from Africa who preach or who talk about that kind of notion. His album Twice as Tall, African Giant, like he's putting Africa up there. Like Charlemagne, when you ask him how are you, you say I'm black and I'm black and highly favored. Like those kind of messages. So Burna Boy is that trend.
Mm.
He's that trend. So when he's nominated for that kind of an award, they cannot take somebody like Burna Boy who comes from Africa that preaches that kind of that mentality and use somebody like a Davido or I may say maybe Wizkid or use somebody like a Davido who is featuring now on mostly R&B albums with Trey Songz, Tiana Taylor, and most of these guys like Davido is integrating into the Western music. But Burna Boy,
Mhm.
if you want to collaborate with him, he sucks you into his own brand, like into his own sound. You can do a
Which I think
sound.
that's Awesome.
That is the point. So, but Davido, even though he has the popularity, when he collaborates with you, he blends with you. Or even the Davido song featuring Lil Baby, that's not an Afrobeat song, but he had to do a trap song to favor Lil Baby. But take for
Mm-hmm.
a Burna Boy featuring Ed Sheeran or Skepta, all these guys, they it sounds like crunk or Afrofusion.
All right.
You
We,
get the point.
yeah,
So like I
yeah.
said, Burna Boy is like the trend, the representation of Africa, like the trending topic of Africa at the moment. It's not about the music. The album won because of like what I just said. The album won because okay, this guy, if we give somebody else instead of this guy, all those Black Lives Matter guys, all these guys who champion being black kings or being African kings, huh, I think they'll have a problem with us. So they had to give him.
Yeah, and it's like first of all, like I will still stand by my point of the music is incredible
Yeah,
and the
no,
music
it's.
deserves to
I'm not
win.
saying it's bad, but I'm
But
comparing it to
also,
something else. It's good.
yeah,
Yeah, it's
mm,
good. Me, I've said this over and over and every time. I can only compare an artist to themselves. I'm comparing
mm,
Twice as Tall to African Giant. The same as if I want to compare Jovi now, I'll compare Jovi to HIV or 16 Wives. I
right,
cannot compare Jovi to another artist, you know.
mm,
But when so if you want to compare him to his peers, you compare him to his peers who release similar body of work to him towards the same period of time. That's why now I go now to the albums with the Omale,
yeah,
the Timayas, the Pato Rankings, because those guys
yeah,
and those guys, the guys have even called, they don't have that Western appeal he has. And the message he carries to the Western world, they don't have it. You,
yeah,
yeah, you get the point. So
yeah.
that's what I'm saying.
I get your point. I
Mhm,
get your point. Yeah, and for me, like it's true. Those other people, like it's true. They also have like really incredible albums and stuff. But
mhm,
I'm just saying, like I don't mind even if it was for the messages Burna Boy is putting out there that made him win. I don't mind that
mhm,
because I feel like his message for me is one of the messages which I feel should be heard more
mhm.
because we as Africans we have this trend of like, for example, it's something which I always laugh about. Like we have relatives. Your camera has gone off.
Yeah, I think so. No, don't worry,
Yeah.
I'll put it back on.
Okay. So we have relatives out of the country,
Yeah.
and let me say you're talking to a friend in the states, and you are talking normally, normal, like no rabbit or whatever,
Yeah.
and then she let me say a classmate of hers is passing by or like a colleague is passing by and then she's talking to that colleague, it totally changes and you're like what's happening here. It always amazes me
You're
how
talking in pidgin
Africans
there
can
when a
easily
French person pass by, you start talking
just
in French.
transform. Yeah, it's like it always amazes me how like you're talking with the normal accent and then this white is passing by, you just start rapping, and it always amazes me how we easily just transform like this to
Roll over.
blend in and fit in. Yes. So I like the energy which Burna Boy comes with. The energy of, you know what, I'm not about to roll over for anybody. Like I was really impressed by why I really went to dig
No,
in to know
sometimes he
more about.
rolls over. He said there are things that you can't fight. Even his interview with Sway, he said, I'm supposed to be
Mm,
putting on traditional clothes, dashiki, but yeah, I'm putting on a leather jacket. This thing is leather,
mm.
and I'm putting on chains and I have gears. But he's he's putting out the message saying the Western culture has infiltrated the African culture.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and
Which is the
is
case.
it is the case. And even him preaching
Mm-hmm.
that he's a king, African king, and all this stuff, even him, he cannot sit without a diamond, a rolly or a gold chain, you know.
Those things came from Africa, diamonds from Sierra Leone. Like,
That's
what are you
what
talking about?
he's
Like,
saying.
we
But
are
the
the ones,
point is,
we are the
but
ones
the
who
point
need
is,
to
this
spin on
leather
those things.
jacket, they make this thing out of foil, like the leather, they make it out of foil. So he's just simply saying,
Right.
yeah, that's petrol. Even if he comes from Africa, there's petrol everywhere in the world.
Yeah. Anyway,
So
like uh, it's true. Like honestly, like if let me say this dress I'm wearing is from the
Yeah,
Western world, we cannot
yeah,
all sit and say, okay, keep on wearing these and stuff like that.
yeah,
It's true. The world is a global village, and I love
yeah,
the fact too that we can integrate and take what's good from every part of the world,
yeah.
but not forgetting what's good in your part of the world. That's the issue I have. It's like when Africans we easily just I will forget everything about Africa and just assimilate and take whatever they are giving to me. That is where I
Mhm,
have an issue. Take the good that they have and also show the good that you have, and that's why I just really vibe. I think I don't know if I told you this before that if I hear a song in whatever language, whatever African language, I love that song. I just like the fact
mhm.
that, let me say, for example, you have like a Diamond Platinum who he sings in his what language? What language
Swahili.
does he sing in? Swahili. He sings in
Yeah.
Swahili, but he still dresses Western. I just like that
Mhm,
blend. I like the fact that okay, I can be African, I can speak my traditional language, but I can still wear whatever swag up shoe, wear whatever jacket, whatever, right? Drive whatever Ferrari and stuff. But when I get out of that Ferrari, I'm going to talk in Swahili. I'm going to still have something that says I am African. I just
yeah.
like that about I like that about Burna Boy's energy and a lot of African artists from like
Mhm.
South Africa or Tanzania or other parts of Africa. Yeah. So for me, like that's why I say like I don't mind. I really do not mind if the reason why they chose Burna Boy was because of um the message which he's putting out there, because I love, love,
It's
love
not a
that
message
message.
because there are
I
so many
love that
artists.
message.
I use that message as one of it, like the reason why
Mm-hmm.
these guys see him the way they see him. But he's not the only person preaching that message, but he's the most popular
Mm-hmm.
person preaching that
Right.
message. Like I said, he's the
Mm-hmm.
poster kid, like the trend of that message. That's why they decided.
Mm-hmm.
That's why they said, okay, you know what? We'll give him the award. I think he deserves it because he's like the flagship for that message.
Yeah, he
Yeah.
definitely, yeah, he definitely deserves the award, like on so many different levels. For me, I looking at his career and his journey and where he's at now and the message, like you said, and being the poster child, like there's so many different levels why I think like he was the right choice for the award. And also,
Mhm.
like, okay, like you said, the award show is they're trying to also get the viewers, they're trying to get the eyes tuned in.
Yeah.
It's true. In order for them to stay where they are at, they need to get the eyes tuned in. In order for them to have the money to put whatever awesome award they are putting forward, they need to get the eyes tuned in. So for me, I'm like, okay, it's a win for Africa, it's a win for this generation looking up to that message, and it's also a win for the Grammys. So yeah.
Hmm. Okay, so what do you think about the guys, or what are your thoughts with the, let's just say, with some guys saying it's not a big deal about him winning. Let's just say, yeah, you guys are just trying to I'm trying to explain this shit without cursing. Um chase the cloud or chase the wave, you know. What about you, those guys who say you guys are just chasing the wave because, you know, when you talk good or when you go that way, they'll just say, okay, you're just chasing. What do you say about those guys? Because I know some Cameroon artists are, they just feel like you guys are championing this guy because he won a Grammy when with our guys who have won it before. Why does he feel special? Is it because he's a Nigerian, or is it because it's this, or is it because it's all that? Yeah. So what do you think about
Yeah.
that mindset? Oh,
Okay.
mhm,
So firstly, I think yesterday I did a video talking about Richard Bona when he was saying
mhm,
that he won a Grammy before. He has been nominated several times, and he was like, newspapers, nobody talked about that. First of all, in my defense as Shakara TV, we're not around there when he won the Grammy. So yeah, that's why we're not get to talk about it. Probably if we were running at that time, we would have spoken about it. Because for me, anybody in any place receiving accolades, which I do believe they are well deserved, I'm going to talk about it because I feel if you win, we talk about you and we're happy for you. Then also people complaining and saying, okay, it's not a big deal. people are just trying to follow the hype and stuff. I'm like, people always have things to complain about. Even good things, people always have things to complain about. We always find a thing to complain about. I know. I remember when, for example, like when the weekend was not nominated for what award was that? Was it what award was he not nominated for? That period was all this commotion. His album never won. I forgot in one other big award he did not get to win. People complained about it. When there's not enough black representation at these award shows, people complain about it. People complain about the lack of black nomination
Mm,
representation. People
yeah.
complain about if let me say Africa never won or no Africa was nominated, I bet you people would have complained about the fact that a lot of Africans deserve to be there. Now an African has been nominated until he has won, people are still complaining. Like people always find things to complain about. For me, I just like to stay and look at the bright side of things. Like, why are we always finding things to complain about? There can always be something to complain about. Maybe we just enjoy the fact that live in the moment and say, yes, an African has won. We are happy for
Hmm.
him, but doesn't disregard the fact that there are other awesome, incredible people out there. And like I said, like we hold the Grammys to such high esteem, which I feel like we also need to be holding our award shows to those high esteem. But for me, I don't feel like I don't think in order for us to hold our award shows to high esteem, it means we should have
Yeah.
to stop holding the Grammys to high esteem. I don't think one excludes the other. All of them can be at the top. We can all share that top space. Everybody can be at the top. That mentality of
Yeah.
in order for one to be up, the other has to be down. I don't believe in that. We can still hold the Grammys in high esteem and still make our award shows have a good reputation and hold it to that high esteem too. So yeah, I'm just tired of all the complaints.
All right.
Mm,
Yeah. As for me, I'm just saying congratulations to him. That's a big step up for him because
mm,
they, yeah, that will bring a lot of brand deals to him.
mm,
Yeah, brand deals expose like everything he does now will be scrutinized a lot. You know.
mm.
Yeah, it's
Right.
like pressure, so much pressure. So good luck to him and congratulations to him. So let's see
Good luck.
who is next. Yeah, who is next up for that
Mm.
award, or if it will still come as soon as this one came. Let's see, because the last time an African won it, it took more than a decade. When did Richard win it? Around the early 2000s, right?
So this 2005, I think.
Yeah, so it took a long time before another African could win it again. So yeah, but I just believe more Africans will be winning it as time goes on because Afrobeat is now becoming pop because
Mm,
even R&B now is beginning to soak off Afrobeat.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, and Afrobeat and the how to and dancehall, not really dancehall, but this Spanish sound. I've forgotten the genre. This what Bad Bunny
Mm,
does, all these other guys, Arunas, yeah, all these guys. So Afrobeats and that sound, that's what is pop now. That's what most mainstream artists try to soak off. So I think Afrobeats they will still get some nominations as time move on. Unless these
yeah.
guys soak all they need to soak from the sound and abandon it and move to something else. But for now, I think that's what is hard. So we'll be getting some of
Mm,
those nominations because
mm.
dancehall had a period where it was killing it.
Right.
Yeah, when Drake was just releasing these dancehall songs. Yeah, so Afrobeats, I think that it's their time now. Let's just see if the number of years, like 5, 10 years, that we can run it. You know. So yeah. So okay, let's move to Fish. Okay.
Yeah. Fish.
Um, the record label just posted a communique saying they are taking him to court. And I'm seeing
Mm.
somebody saying Fish should pay the money back. I don't know what money he's talking about.
So I think there was a breach of contract and there
Yep.
was money spent on him, and I don't know,
Hmm.
maybe that's the money.
Yeah, I believe every if the record label signed you, okay, because based on what I've heard from Fish directly from him, and what I'm seeing on the
Mm,
contract and what I've observed, there are three
mm,
sides of a story where one person is trying to protect their integrity. You know, each side is trying to protect their integrity. Like Fish is trying to say, you know what, these guys are trying to take money from me, which they did not work for. And on the record label side, they are saying, you know what, we actually spend money on this guy to get certain results that we are not getting paid for, you know.
mm,
Because from what Fish told me, he said these guys want to have a cut from every show he has. When the contract of the show was a partnership, which means they only get a cut of a show they help put together or book or orchestrate. But most of the shows he has been getting in Cameroon are the shows which him and his Fish government, his squad, have been getting.